Hey guys, what's up? This is my review for episode 1 to 3 of The Boys. So the first 3 episodes of The Boys came out the other night, and I sit down and watched all 3 of them at once, and I'm happy to say I really enjoyed it. Now, I'm not going to talk about one episode at once. I'm going to sort of combine all 3 of them into one review. So yeah, there will be spoilers in this video as well, so there's a warning for that now. So I watched all 3 episodes of The Boys in one sitting, and I really enjoyed it. I didn't quite love it, but I found it so fun, and it reminds me why I love this show altogether. I love this show. And this show lives and dies by its writing. Not by its, superhero action, that kind of stuff. It's by its writing, which is some of the best writing I've ever seen on TV. And this 3 episodes proves why Homelander is one of the best characters on TV right now. Or ever. He is so fantastic. Anthony Starr is literally amazing at portraying this character and how terrifying he is. Homelander is so, terrifying because he could just kill everyone whenever he wants. And they had that bit of leverage on him with the video of the plane, but he just shut that down instantly by saying, okay, if you do that, then I have nothing to lose and I'll just kill everyone. Which he can do. And it's so terrifying. That's what makes him so compelling. He can do whatever he wants. And that is why it's so terrifying. That's why he's so compelling as a villain. But he's also, at some points in season 2 as well, he's sympathetic because you see how he was raised. He wasn't raised. He was in a lab his whole childhood. And yeah, so that's why Homelander is so good. Now, this whole 3 episodes just reminded me why I love this show. It's so fun and it's so on the nose with its writing. It's a very political show. There was a scene that I loved where where Butcher walks into a gun convention, but we don't know it's a gun convention when the scene begins, and he walks in through a metal detector. It goes off. They say, "Oh, can I see your pockets?" He opens his pockets, and it's a gun. And the security guard says, "Nice gun," or something like that. And then Butcher, you could tell Butcher was surprised, and I thought it was just very funny. It was like a funny sort of spoof on America, sort of, and their gun laws and stuff. I'm not gonna get into that, but yeah. So I think that was really fun, and that's why the show is so meta and it's so on the nose, and it knows who its audience is. It knows who's watching, and this show makes fun of everyone. It's not just making fun of Republicans. It makes fun of it doesn't just make fun of the right. It makes fun of the left as well with what was it called? It was Inclusive Land or something, LGBT Castle or something like that. It was very funny. But yeah, so this show makes fun of everyone. That is another reason why I love this show. And Butcher is also one of the best characters on TV. You can see how well he is portrayed by Kyle Urban, just by the way he talks, his comebacks. He's so quick with everything. And he's such a compelling character because you can tell that he's still, haunted by the death of Becca. But I feel like he sort of blames Ryan, even though it was Ryan's fault. But he sort of blames Ryan about it. But he loves Ryan because he's the last sort of thing he has left of Becca. So I think that's beautiful storytelling. I think all the characters on the show are phenomenal. Huey continues to be great. He's there's a bit that I love where things are finally starting to go his way. He's working with the government to take down Supes, but then he learns that Victoria Newman is a Supe and is a murderer. She killed someone, and that she's Stan Edgar's daughter. So yeah, and I love he sort of loses his shit about it. I love Starlight. Her character is so awesome. There's this storyline that I'm loving between Starlight and her ex-boyfriend from her hometown, and he's a Supe and he's trying to join the Seven, and it's because this guy's gonna die. I'm just gonna say it now. I don't know anything, but he's gonna die. He's giving him until episode 7 until he dies, and it's gonna be a sad death because he's a good guy. This is a good guy. This isn't like the ex-boyfriend comes back and he's an asshole. No, this is a good guy. and you can tell Annie really cares about him. And it's this guy's dying, which I'll be very sad about because he's a really nice guy. So it's gonna be really sad when he dies. So yeah, what was I gonna say? There was a character. I was gonna say, this is one of my problems with the first 3 episodes. We have had one scene with Maeve, and I loved Maeve the past 2 seasons, and we only have one scene with her. This is my biggest problem with the first 3 episodes so far, is that we only have one scene with Maeve, and it's where she's giving Butcher the Compound V V24 because it makes you a soup for 24 hours. And that's the only thing we get from her for the first 3 episodes, and I think that's ridiculous because Maeve is such an awesome character. She's one of the best characters on this show, and we definitely need more of her. We better get more of her throughout the season, because if she's shortcut this, given the short end of the stick this season, I'll be upset because she's such a good character. We did not get too much action so far in the first 3 episodes. We get, there's a little bit of action. There's one brilliant sort of scene between, I think his name's Gunpowder. He's a member of Payback, but he's older now. Between Gunpowder and Butcher. Butcher's taken Compound V, and he's a soup now for 24 hours, where he's basically has the same powers as Homelander, except he can't fly. He's bulletproof, he has laser eyes, he's really strong. So that sort of levels the playing field. There's also something I'm confused about with this first 3 episodes, because the whole plot of it basically is that there's a weapon that can kill Homelander. But I'm thinking, if they have V24, why can't they just use that to kill him? Especially because Butcher has the same power set, basically, because if Homelander doesn't expect it, you can just, there's a scene where Butcher and Homelander goes to Butcher's house. They're literally yin and yang of each other, but I'll talk about that after. Homelander goes to Butcher's house, and they just sit and they just talk. And I'm thinking, okay, if Butcher took Compound V, and Homelander didn't know about it, he could just laser his brains out right then when he's not expecting it. So I'm thinking, I don't know why they're wasting so much time with this, looking for like this gun, this weapon that killed Soldier Boy. Well, we all know Soldier Boy's not actually dead. But so that's something I'm a bit confused about. Hopefully they elaborate on that in the next few episodes. But yeah, now I want to talk about Butcher and Homelander together. They are the perfect antagonist-protagonist of each other. They just clash. Their personalities clash. They're so different, but they're also so similar. They're the yin and yang of each other. They have a brilliant conversation when they're in the whilst in Butcher's house. Homelander goes there to talk to him. I'm not exactly sure. I'm not going to quote exactly what they said, but their conversation is just so brilliant. Butcher knows that Homelander can just kill him right then and there, but he's not scared of him. Because he's not scared of him, and the Homelander finds that fascinating, that he's, he doesn't care, and I find that it's just so fun to watch. I love watching them two together. Frenchie's back, which is awesome. Everybody loves Frenchie. There's a really interesting story with him and Russia, and they're going to go to Russia, I think, in the next episode 4 to do something. I don't exactly remember what they're doing, but yeah, they're going to Russia next episode because something's going on with something to do with a weapon. I can't exactly remember. I don't have very good memory. So yeah, Mother's Milk is back as well. You can tell he has OCD. Obviously, you can tell at the party he's straightening the forks, and when the smoke alarm goes off, he sort of loses his shit because I think he's off his meds. And yeah, and then there's a conversation with his wife, which I find really awesome and compelling, and she's telling him, "You got to do what you got to do. We'll be waiting for you when you get back." And she's obviously not with him anymore. She's with Todd. And yeah, so that was really, heartfelt and really nice to see, because usually in these stories the love interest doesn't usually, or obviously they're not together anymore, but the love interest doesn't usually support what the other one's doing, but it's nice to see a change of pace in this show. So yeah, I also want to talk about the end of episode 3 real quick, which is where Homelander sort of makes Starlight his girlfriend, with quotation marks, like for TV. And there's an amazing setup at the beginning of episode 3 where Starlight is clenching her hands behind her back to show she's in pain, because she has like a pain in her side in the beginning when she's younger. It's a flashback. She has a pain in her side in the beginning, and she has to sing through it, and she clenching her fist behind her back to show she's in pain, and Tasha deals with it. And then toward the end of episode 3, Homelander makes the surprise announcement that they're dating, with quotation marks, and not actually dating. She didn't know he was going to do that. And then she kisses him, and her hand is behind her back, and that's where the episode closes, with her hand behind her back, clenching the fist, which I thought was done really, really well. It just shows how amazing the writing is on this show. I found that so interesting. And Annie is also one of my favourite characters on this show. I am loving the show so far. It is... the whole show altogether, I'm loving. This first 3 episodes, I'm very much liking. There is not too much story. Like, in 3 episodes, all the story we really get is that there's a weapon that could kill Homelander, and that's about it. We don't really know how they're going to get it. It's something to do with Russia. I'm not sure. There is a really awesome flashback scene that I'm not really going to talk about, but that scene was amazing. So yeah, loving the show altogether. Really enjoying these first 3 episodes. I'll be reviewing the show weekly as it comes out. And yeah, so if you guys like this review, please like the video and subscribe and comment down below your thoughts on the show, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.